The campfire. Gold coins or just pixels? Hero, welcome back to the campfire of solo level up. I am your guide. Take a seat. The fire is burning bright today, but I suspect there's a chill in your heart. Before we begin today's Wealth Decoding Quest, I want you to open your character inventory. In there, alongside your skill books and gear, are there any sealed scrolls lying around? Perhaps they are the stock options you've slaved away for over the last 5 years, or that unlisted equity that looks like a fortune on a spreadsheet, but can't even buy you a cup of coffee in the real world. Many heroes between the ages of 25 and 45 fall into an illusion called being a paper millionaire. You work at a startup with a seemingly brilliant future. You hold a high-level title and thousands of options. You tell yourself, once the company goes public, IPO, I'll finally change my class to financially free. But reality is ruthless. As the IPO window tightens, those spoils of war you expected to cash out in 2 years might now take 8, 10 months, or even an eternity. You are trapped in a dungeon called liquidity drought, unable to move. Today, our intelligence network has intercepted a rune regarding the secondary market. A group of people is trying to fix this cracked vault. This message comes from the Wall Street Journal. Startup raises $2 million to expand secondary market in venture capital. If your career XP is built on equity and long-term returns, grip your screen. Today, we aren't just talking about investing. We are talking about how to reclaim sovereignty over your wealth in an era of infinite waiting. Stage 1. The encounter. Fleeting notes. The monopolized high-level dungeons. Let's enter Stage 1. The encounter. These fleeting notes reveal the current imbalance of the wealth world. According to estimates from PitchBook, the value of the direct secondary market grew 83% from 2024 to 2025, reaching nearly $92 billion. That sounds like a massive gold mine, doesn't it? But the truth is, this gold mine is only open to a few max-level whales. On major secondary platforms like Hiive, the top 20 most active startups accounted for a staggering 86.4% of trading value in late 2025. Even crazier, the top 5 names, global god-tier companies like SpaceX, OpenAI, and Anthropic, accounted for over half of all trading, 55.6%. What does this mean? If you aren't working in one of these top-tier guilds, your stock options are basically loot dropped in an inaccessible map area. You are the mid-tier startup employee who is ignored. Your company might have $30 million in revenue, 30% growth, and 30% margins, but in the secondary market, you are invisible. Now, a startup called Earlyasset has appeared with $2 million in pre-seed funding. They aren't another exchange. They are a pricing model and a software platform. Their goal is to break this imbalance and provide pricing algorithms and liquidity channels for the 60,000 startups that aren't SpaceX. This is our fleeting note. It tells us, wealth liquidity is undergoing a technical trickle-down. Stage 2. Decoding, literature notes, equity as a sealed skill tree. Now, Stage 2, decoding. We transform this news about financial tools into our literature notes. Why is this vital for a hero in their mid-30s? Because for most heroes, your equity isn't just money. It is the collateral for your career option value. When your equity is illiquid, you are locked into your current dungeon. You're afraid to jump ship because you don't want to leave unvested shares behind. You're afraid to start a business because you have no cash buffer. The CEO of Earlyasset said something very enlightening. We're not saying that all startups are worth something, but there's more than just 20 companies in the private markets. It's much broader than SpaceX or Stripe. Earlyasset's model prices shares based on macro data, public comparables, company performance, and capital structure. They are looking for growth stage hero companies with at least $30 million in annual revenue, 30% year-over-year growth, and 30% margins. The conclusion of this decoding is, value does not equal hype. If your company has solid data, the 30-30-30 rule, its equity has the potential to be converted into real-world energy, even if it isn't the next OpenAI. This expansion of the secondary market is essentially providing a midway settlement point for us mid-tier heroes. You no longer have to wait for the final boss to be defeated, IPO. You can exchange some of your points for real items with the traveling merchants, secondary platforms, along the way. Stage 3. The lattice, permanent notes. Building your wealth defense tower. Now, let's enter Stage 3, crystallization. We will transform this financial trend into 3 permanent notes that will determine your future career resilience. Permanent. Note 1. Self-commoditization and asset management. Hero, do not just see yourself as an employee. In the age of AI and secondary market trickle-down, you must view yourself as an asset holder. If the pricing models for your company's equity become transparent, as Earlyasset is doing, it means your career compensation transforms from a vague promise into a specific market price. You need to manage your career like an investment portfolio. If your company lacks the 30/30/30 potential and the secondary market has zero interest in it, then your options are counterfeit coins. Don't linger in a dungeon with no loot. Seek companies that fit into the secondary pricing models. Permanent. Note 2. The cultivation of invisible KP is. Professor Angela Lee from Columbia Business School offered a profound warning in the news. Much of what drives value in a private company is qualitative and hidden beneath the visible KPIs. This is what we call strength below the waterline. For you, this means when deciding whether to hold equity, you can't just look at the big dream your boss sells. You have to look at the company's real competitive edge beyond the pricing algorithms. Is it a technical moat? Is it high customer stickiness? As the secondary market becomes more quantitative, your value lies in the qualitative moats that algorithms cannot calculate. Permanent Note 3. Liquidity is freedom. This is a mindset flip. In 2026, long-term value investing is failing. It is being replaced by dynamic liquidity management. If you have the chance to cash out in the secondary market, even if it's only 10%, consider it a risk hedge. That cash is the mana potion for your next quest. The emergence of Earlyasset tells us that in the next decade, a hero's strength won't be measured by how many future checks they hold, but by how much future potential they can convert into present mobility. Stage 4. Boss fight, actionable quest, the wealth settlement task. Decoding complete. Heroes, now it is time to take action. Your quest log has been updated. The opponent in this boss fight is your own paper wealth illusion. Quest 1. Equity audit. After work today, dig out your equity agreement. Ignore the inflated valuations. Use Earlyasset's 30-30-30 rule to measure your company. Does it have $30 million in annual revenue? 30% growth? 30% margins? If the answers are no, you need to reevaluate whether staying in this guild is helping you level up or just wasting your life. Quest 2. Find your liquidity window. Research platforms like Earlyasset, Hiive, or Forge. Don't wait for your HR department to tell you. Proactively find out if your company is on the trading lists of these platforms. Once you have a market eye, your leverage when negotiating roles and salaries will be entirely different. You are no longer a passive waiter. You are an active arbitrageur. Quest 3. Create algorithm-proof value. Since pricing algorithms rely on macro data and public comparables, your goal is to achieve something that current algorithms cannot explain. This is the value below the waterline Angela Lee mentioned. It could be a unique framework you developed or a specialized industry network you've built that no one can replace. These invisible assets will be your strongest weapons at the negotiation table during your next jump or secondary trade. Closing. Hero, the campfire is burning low, but your vision should be getting clearer. The expansion of the secondary market is telling us one thing. The era of stable, long-term waiting is over. We have entered a dynamic track that requires constant settlement and constant energy conversion. Don't let your youth be locked away in pixels that cannot be materialized. Gold coins are only gold coins when they can be spent. Otherwise, they are just a string of code on your screen. Proactively understand the plumbing of wealth, fix your liquidity, and unshackle the chains that bind your professional freedom. Waiting for you at the next level. Keep going, hero.